What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to 3-Star Draw. I'm down south 77, aka 3-Star Draw. This is an adult collector channel where we like to talk G.I. Joe classified. Every now and then we'll take a look at other stuff I like as well. So I got my Rattler in. It come in on Wednesday. Friday I got it out, got it put together. My Rattler video is out. It's not really a review, it's just a unboxing and an assembly video showing how to put it together as I fumble my way through it. Did a separate video on the patches and the sticker sheet, and now it is time to do the figures. I just didn't have it in me to review the figures by the time I got through getting that plane out and getting it put together. Right over there, I have it nicely over here in the corner where I hope it's out of the way for a little bit, because I don't want to bump a wing. I don't want to bump that stool it's sitting on. I'm probably going to have to put it in another room until I make room for it in here. Anyway, haven't looked at the figures yet, so it's time to fix that problem. And I'm going out of order. They numbered the figures. Everybody hates that they number the Haslab figures. I don't like it. But that's where they get us, especially if you're a completionist. Got to have that number box on the wall or on the shelf, wherever you put them. But I'm going out of order. I am starting with number 184. I had to look and see what number he was. Wild Weasel. Baroness is 183. I don't understand why Wild Weasel is not first in this set. Wild Weasel is far more important to a Rattler than the Baroness is. I don't care if she's probably the next best pilot in Cobra to fly it. So we're going to go ahead and check the box out right here. I love this artwork. Got the damaged helmet where maybe he's just wrecked. Maybe that's the Rattler blowing up behind him. And then we'll show all this put together in just a minute. The boxes make their own scene, just like the Dragonfly did. There's all of that. Now, we don't have a QR code on this one anywhere, because these are Haslab boxes. Of course, they're special just for this project. And there's also no tape on a Haslab box. Had to double check. There hasn't been on any of the other ones, because it is sealed. You don't have to worry about a switcheroo, hopefully, coming straight from Hasbro. So we're going to get Wild Weasel out, check him out. He's one of my favorite Cobras. I love the pilots and the drivers of things. But this dude not only was awesome in the comic and the cartoon, he was ruthless, and he was one of the best looking real American hero figures. Fight me, I'll die on that hill. Now, let's get him out. I hope I'm able to do a picture of him with the plane or in the plane or something to do with the plane. It doesn't really fit on the table over here. It's not optimal for indoor photography. Wild Weasel unboxing and review. Let's go. One of my favorite Cobras. We don't get our piece of paper. We don't get our little warning paper in there. So here's how he is packed in. They did go with the tape on this guy. Got plenty of tape. Alright, got my boy out here, so let's go ahead and check out some of the stuff that he comes with. He does have these two little things here. They've got this clip system in the back. Not exactly sure what these are. Maybe part of the helmet, part of the visor. There's two of them. Or maybe that has something to do with these right here. Do have his maps on his thighs like we had back in the day. These plug in. Praise Cobra. Find the pit. Destroy G.I. Joe. So I think I know what these are now. These are, if you don't want to have the maps on him, that's what these are. These are go in the legs. So Now we know. Stratagem, little topo map there for him for his bombing run. That's cool. So this, I like this one though. This is cool. This is like a field manual, I guess. That's pretty neat. I think that's pretty cool inclusion. It does come with this pistol. Not a lot to this guy right here. Pretty basic. Doesn't even have a blast effect in it. It's not a very good looking pistol, that's for sure. And man, look at the gap it's going to take to get his finger on the trigger in this pistol. Not super impressed with that pistol. I do not dig that. And we have his respirator hose. I think this may be the same one that came with the Halo guy. I'm not even sure. I don't keep up with a lot of the reuse in this stuff much anymore. Get your wire running up. Maybe ripcord. You know, if I turn around and look at ripcord, my chair is going to make a bunch of racket. So this does plug into his chest and into his helmet. Speaking of his helmet, nice slick looking helmet. He had one of the more iconic headgear pieces in G.I. Joe. Kind of pushed in there, isn't it? Oh, short shot there. A little bit of plastic missing. I haven't scraped it on anything, but it looks pretty good overall. It's not super impressive. I don't really see any. It's not missed paint. That's red underneath there. So I don't really see any issues with it. It's just not as. I don't know. I'm used to the iconic look on the helmet. I don't know. Then we do have this port. Plugs in here. And then over here. So when you put his head in there, it's going to stretch this out. Maybe it'll look a little bit better. More what we're used to with the full face helmet. These are really soft plastic, which I guess for a helmet is probably a good thing. And then you do have a whole separate one. One of these helmets is going to wind up on the floor. You have the battle damaged helmet. I dig this. This is a nice inclusion. Got half of his blaster blown off, and it is on the side of the Rattler that has the battle damage. So you got some paint here. Looks like it's scuffed up, marked up here. Helmet looks like he's been rattling around the cockpit of the Rattler a little bit. So let's take a look at Mr. Weasel himself. He's the Weasel. I'm going to check out this face sculpt first. These nice scars on here. A little bit of bruising maybe over here on this side, but he's definitely he's not going to have the scars that quick from the plane taking a hit, I don't think. A little more glare on there than I want from this light. I got the light setting close. Cobra Airborne. Got his flight suit here. Got his arrestor neck collar thing. So this could be like the thing that came with Glenda. A little bit of mist paint up there on the collar. Looks good overall. Got your Cobra Air Force sigil over here on the right shoulder. Got some sculpted in pockets for him. Have to take my glasses off looking at these guys this close. It's getting old for the birds. I do like the way they did his flight suit. Got all the pouches here. It's not even really a flight suit, is it? It's just a jacket, maybe a suit on underneath it. Nice double silver belt buckle, kind of a gunmetal kind of color here. Little pouch over here. Another pouch on the side. We got his holster. You can see the sculpted in bands there on this belt. Pockets on the back. It does go down into a different color red, kind of this like a mauve color, I guess. Down into his boots. I guess this is a flight suit underneath, and then this is just a jacket he's wearing that matches it. All looks pretty good. Painted the knee pads that they needed to give him same color as the top. And let's see, check out movement there. Not too bad. You know, be careful. Be careful with these Haslab guys. On the thigh cut, we learned last year. Oh, you can break that thigh cut loose up there. No problem with it on him at all. He moves pretty well. Elbows are pretty tight, but that's okay. Haven't really heard any issues with these figures other than they seem to be using a softer plastic on them. I don't know. I don't really, maybe the overlay, but I don't really feel that way. And check out the boots. 2025, made in China. Thought he had little cobras on his boots, but nope, it's something else. Not a whole lot to him. Got his blue. I'm guessing I always took this to be like a scarf, like an ascot. That's what it seems to be. Let's see how he stands. There we go. Not too much work to get him to stand up there. See what he looks like holding this pistol. Hands are a little softer. Seem like they're finally going back to a little bit softer plastic. Not as bad as I thought getting his finger on the trigger there. Thought it was going to be way more to stretch that trigger finger over. So not too bad there. Move this camera a little bit so we can get a little better shot of him. Keep realizing he's not in the frame. Alright, it looks alright with him holding that pistol. I'm not crazy about that pistol though. Let's see how well it fits in the holster, because the last pilot that we got, pistol don't like to stay in. So no issues there on Wild Weasel. Let's put on his regular helmet. You don't get another head sculpt or anything with him. Ooh, that's really... head's really loose on there. So you shouldn't... Yep, I knew it was going to hit the floor. I knew something was going to hit the floor. Something's always got to hit the floor in a review. If something don't hit the floor, you're not doing it right. So that just don't look right, does it? He's got some scarring there on this side too, where he got his lip busted open in the crash. So I'm going to attempt to put this thing on. These mushroom pegs, we'll see how this works. It is a pretty soft plastic. That side's wanting to argue, isn't it? Of course, I didn't heat these guys up or anything. See if I can try to wiggle it around and work that there. Alright, now he looks a little more like Wild Weasel. I had my doubts. I didn't know how well this was going to fit together here. Got a little bit of a gap, but you can push it around. So it is kind of a two-piece helmet there. Okay. So I know where this goes. Alright. Alright, wait a minute here. You're going to be able to pull that harness off too if you want. That's going to come off really easy. These nice silver buckles on here. I guess I could point that out. Reach for this guy. See if we can get this one in. Oh, that one went in nice. There we go. So that's my Wild Weasel. He looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and put his maps on. I don't remember which went on which side. It should go on like this, so he can look down at them while he is in the cockpit, so they'll appear upside down to us. So he can look down, read them. And then if you don't want those on, I have a feeling if you put these on, this is going to wind up in the cockpit of that plane somewhere. They fit really loosely. And so, yeah, that's going to come off really easily. This is such a soft rubber. Make sure they're not supposed to be one on one side, one on the other. Maybe they are, because that one fits way better on that side. I guess perhaps I had them upside down. Didn't really look like it made much difference, but I still feel like these are going to pop off really easily. No, they definitely are meant for one side to have one and one side to have the other. So keep that in mind. I still like it better with the maps on him. Yeah, that thing comes off way easy. So let's put on the battle damaged helmet, see how that looks with his scarred up face. I feel like I'm not getting it centered because like most of it's gone, so I feel like I want to keep moving it over, but that's actually, I believe that's actually seated on where it should be. Kind of hard to tell. Doesn't really cover both ears. I mean, maybe it's not meant to, but it definitely doesn't. I hate these little mushroom pegs trying to get these things in. But at least the plastic is a little softer. Might want to heat this up. I'm not going to stop and heat it up. You may want to. Heat up the helmet. I just pulled some paint off there, didn't I? No, I just dug into it with my fingernail. Nice. Yeah, so you're going to want to heat that up. That's a pain in the ass right there. Not even going to bother with getting that all the way in. So this hose, maybe you can have it just hanging like you had to take it off. Not really probably doing a whole lot of good anyway at this point. So yeah, I can't believe my nail just dug into that. Yeah, I do need to trim my nails, but that's how soft that plastic is. I'm not crazy about this hose, at least not with this mask. It seemed like it fit in better on the other one. I mean, I guess if he's just sitting in there, you're not gonna be doing a whole lot with him, but probably that just annoys me that I can't get that in there. And I mean, it fits. It's just one of these annoying mushroom pegs, man. Alright, I'm not fooling with it anymore. But you don't get much range of motion at all with this. I thought it was the same one that came with the mole rat, but it's not. There's Wild Weasel. I'm not really impressed with this guy overall, sadly. I was really hoping for more out of him. He's just, I mean, he looks okay. He don't look bad, but he's just rather bland. I definitely liked Wild Bill a whole lot better than I like Wild Weasel. I'm not thrilled about the helmet. I guess if I'm going to display the damaged panel, I'll probably put this on, but this right here is just about as annoying as it gets if you move him at all. And this isn't even attached, so it's flexing even more than what it normally would. Alright, there's all of his stuff. There's Wild Weasel, guys. He's not great, unfortunately. Drop down hips, didn't show those. They don't drop down too much. So, looks like he won't have any problem fitting in the plane. Trying to put my love for this character and this figure aside to just look at the actual figure itself. He's not really all that great. He's just kind of middling. Wild Weevil, that's his brother. Wild Weasel is a 3.75 for me, which is disappointing. He looks pretty good, but just the way the gear fits together and like the face sculpt and everything looks good. I almost want to have him in the plane without the helmet, because I really do like the face sculpt, but the way all this stuff snaps together is terrible, and this plastic is really gummy. So, yeah, the overall package on Wild Weasel, y'all, he's not great for me. So, 3.75 on one of my favorite characters. That's kind of disappointing. All right, let's get on to the Baroness, and we will see you guys next time on 3-Star Draw.